What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Retro Game Hall. Dude, I mean, this is the only show on the internet where the Konami code will actually get you 30 lives.
In real life.
So, Jimbo, Chuck, back on the couch again. We are here to bring you the best and all of the pickups that I've accumulated. I know we are late as fuck because it's like the end of January here, but we're here to do the December pickups, man, the end of 2014. My end year haul for Retro Game Hall. I'm bringing to you. So if you know a guy named Paul, tell him to not run into a wall and watch this video. And that's all. You know, Chuck, I know we always say this, man, but I mean, this is stupid.
It really is.
I mean, this is just ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how I come up with all this shit half the time. Like, I don't know. Like, I wake up in the morning and sometimes and I go into my office and it's just fucking there. It's like Santa Claus, like, thinks it's Christmas, like, every freaking day of the year at my house or something like that. It's fucking weird. Either that or my cat is slowly learning to poop video games. So what do you think we should start with, bro?
Well, why don't we get to the games?
That's the best idea I've heard all day.
Let's hit some games.
Let's do. Cue it. All right, so, dude, for the first part, I think we're gonna have to break out rapid fire.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, it's just, I don't think there's any other way to do this. I don't think that it's not safe to do it any other way.
You just gotta bust this shit out.
All right, rapid fire on 3.
Rapid fire on 3.
3, 2, 1.
Rapid fire!
The Karate Kid. Daniel-san, if ants come from inside, always right. Dino Wars. Robots fighting dinosaurs.
I mean, fuck yeah.
And they're robots too. Trojan. You might actually have to wear a condom when playing this game. The Rocketeer. Super Joe! Bionic Commando, baby.
Oh, without a doubt.
Nathan Rad Spencer. Rad. His name's Rad.
My middle name is Rad.
My middle name is Bad.
Oh, shit.
Rad and Bad. Joust. Dude, guys riding like ostriches.
Enough said.
With swords. What the fuck?
Killer Poultry.
Yeah. Certainly. Three Stooges.
Enough said.
Zandak. So it's almost like Zantac.
Yeah.
Just like minus the T, so it's almost like a medication. TNC Surf Design. An ape that surfs. And last but not least, a gray Tengen cart. RBI Baseball. Very hard to find. RBI. Really bad injuries. Revolution X. Music is the weapon, Chuck.
And they don't want you to miss a thing. Like, you're shooting CDs and laser discs and shit, you gotta hit everything.
Pitfall. There's a trap! Is Admiral Akbar in this game? Okay, so for these, I think we need to slow down the rapid fire a little bit because we got a trio of actually pretty good Game Boy games. So let's take our time with this one.
Alright.
I don't want anyone getting hurt. So yeah. Alright. First up, Adventure Island. Absolutely love this series, man. Anything from Hudson Soft, I will play. I just wish they were still in business to make me more games. But, I mean, dude, Bonk, Bomberman, Master Higgins. I mean, what's not to love other than this cover is really strange. I mean, this dude has a mullet with a ponytail. It looks like he has boobs. And he has, like, a muffin top.
Yeah, he's got the trifecta.
Triple-
Mullet, moves, and muffin top.
What the fuck?
Notice that there's like a little tiny logo next to the scorpion monster. There is actually a chick on her knees, but her face is covered. I want to know what her reaction face is to Mullet Movement. But we can't see.
Shock and horror.
I mean, she could be turned on, we don't know.
Next up, we got Game & Watch Gallery 3. Man, I absolutely love collecting these little games. It's so cool to be able to play some things from the Game & Watch series, you know, the handhelds that Nintendo made before they actually made the Game Boy. And they kind of collected them in little volumes for the Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. So they're kind of like cool little mini games, I guess, you could say, featuring, you know, Mario, Toad, Donkey Kong, Yoshi. Just fun shit, man. Last up, this one is definitely not easy to find. Blaster Master Boy. The Game Boy version of Blaster Master. One of my favorite NES games, man, that I owned right when it came out. Freaking fell in love with that, man. That was just like Sunsoft doing what they do best. Make really cool and interesting games with awesome soundtracks. So next up, we got my only boxed NES game for this haul, but it's a Hudson Soft game, so that's okay. It counts as 3. We got Zexies, I think is how you say it, which is a really weird kind of... I'm getting Zexy.
I'm bringing
Zexies back. So it's like a really weird kind of like platformer space shooter kind of thing with a giant, like, fucking space
Sturgeon?
dolphin or something. Shark? Whatever
Shark,
that is. I don't know what that
sturgeon,
is.
dolphin.
I don't know. I don't think I've played Xexxes before. If I do, I just don't remember. But dude, if it's a Hudson game, I'm gonna give it a freaking whirl because they've yet to let me down. So as previously seen on Retro Game Haul, I've gotten little bits and pieces of an NES game called Werewolf, which actually turns out to be one of Chuck's favorite games, which I didn't know before today.
I'm a werewolf freak. I love
He really,
werewolves.
that I knew, but I had no idea he loved the NES games.
I played the shit out of this as a kid.
All right then. So you guys saw first, I got the NES cart, and then I got the manual, and finally, I was able to get the box. But there's more. Hold on.
There's more.
There's more. This is by far the hardest piece to find. You've got the comic book, which is separate from the instruction manual. I mean, this is without this, you can't call it complete. So mine's complete.
I mean,
Is yours?
with that, you will know how Warwolf becomes werewolf. It unlocks the secrets. Yeah. Hey.
I feel better about knowing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat a burger now. So next up, we got a pair of Genesis games, and well, they're actually pretty good Genesis games. Chuck is a much bigger Genesis fan than I am. He always gives me shit for not having enough of my Genesis collection. And it's really all about what I can find out there. It's just easier to find Nintendo shit because there's more of it.
Fair enough.
So, anyways, first up we got, Jurassic Park complete in the box. I actually remember playing this. The kid up the street from me when I was growing up had this. He had a Genesis, and they didn't really make a good Nintendo Jurassic Park game. Like, this was the only really decent one, although it is kind of cheesy in retrospect, but it scared the fuck out of me, like, the first time I played, and you're running from the T-Rex and shit. But this does have the most epic opening of any Sega game I've ever seen. I'm sure you guys, those of you our age who remember the beginning, you'd be like, Sega, every time you boot up. This time, you've got the T-Rex doing his best Chris Barnes impression from Cannibal Corpse, and he's like, Sega!
It's excellent. This
I thought that was
great.
fucking amazing. Like, I was like, wow, Nintendo would have never thought of that. So that's pretty freaking cool. So
Yeah, when this came out, I played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
92? Yeah, this
no,
was
with Jurassic, that was like Jurassic Park was like the biggest thing in the world, dude. I mean, that was like,
Oh, yeah.
that was it.
worth checking out.
Yes, it's a fun game. Next up, we got Eternal Champions, man. One of the really in-demand fighting games for the Genesis. One of the very few good ones.
That one was good.
Yeah, really good.
Played the shit out of this after being disappointed by Mortal Kombat. Just saying. Oh. It's MA13. Rated.
Oh, man. Are we allowed to play it? We got one Dreamcast game for this haul, Virtua Tennis. In my opinion, the greatest tennis game ever made. I mean, this, dude, when you play doubles in this, it is awesome. It's so cheesy, and it's very unintentionally homoerotic.
Say what?
No, it really is. Like, dude, this game was really fun. This is one of my favorite Dreamcast games, actually. So next up, we're definitely breaking the mold here, and I've actually got 3 PC games. I know. I don't do PC collecting, guys, but for these 3, I had to make an exception. So as previously seen on Retro Game Haul, I showed you guys a copy of the Halo PC game that I actually found out in the wild. It was just in a little sleeve. Very rare and unusual to find, and slightly different actually from the Xbox version because it has the flamethrower, which wasn't included in the original game. Well, I was out and about, and I found it complete in the box for like $3. I mean, yeah. So, I love Halo. This is worth making an exception for. Next up, we got 2 versions of Left 4 Dead. We got the Game of the Year edition, I guess with all the DLC and stuff like that, and just the standard version. The main reason I bought this, guys, even though I do own it for the Xbox 360, and that's my primary format for wanting to play it, the mods and whatnot that they make for the PC version are awesome, because Valve is so, like, user content thinking forward, and they let people make things. Like, people have made a Dawn of the Dead campaign for this that's like a copy from the movie, just all kinds of really whack shit. And I've never gotten a chance to play that because you have to have the PC version. So that's really the main reason I bought this. That, and it was like $1.99 at Goodwill. So, I mean, fuck. Next up, we got a PS Uno long box, found out in the wild, actually. Never heard of this game. It's called Silverload, and it's like kind of a weird, like, Western, like, ghost shooter, and that dude looks like Kiefer Sutherland or something. It looks really weird, but it's all like real-time kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, like almost like a point and click.
Like a rail shooter or something.
Something like that. I mean, I love long boxes. I mean, these things are definitely not getting easier to find. They're definitely not getting cheaper. So
size matters.
yeah,
Long
they do.
box.
Long box is the only way to go. So whenever I can find one of these out in the wild and it's a good price, jumping on it. I think it's time to go a little bit more modern with the games. What do you think?
All right, definitely.
Let's kick it up
Definitely.
a couple generations.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. You know, I think we're actually going to have to do a modern rapid fire on this.
Oh, indeed.
We haven't tried that before.
We have not.
I don't know
This
if
will be a
is gonna
first.
work. I don't know if it's going to work. I guess we're going to find out. Fire of the flux capacitor, man. 1.21 gigawatts. Here we go. Rapid fire?
Rapid fire.
On 3,
On 3.
2, 1.
Rapid fire!
Run like hell. Hunter be hunted.
Run, bitches!
Army men. Soldiers of misfortune. Ski-Doo. Snow X Racing. Tetris Worlds.
Get your blocks on.
ATV. Off-Road Fury 4.
Be a redneck for a day.
I think we're going to slow it down for this one, so we're going to pull it back from rapid fire. That's right. Coming out of hyperdrive.
All right.
Lastly, Raiden 3. My personal favorite top-down shooter, in my opinion, the greatest arcade top-down shooter series ever made, and I'm so glad that they're still making these things. I've been after this one in the series for a long time right now. I just absolutely love playing these. The power-ups are insane. It's insanely fucking NES hard, and you can grab a friend and just fucking shoot stuff.
I mean, just grab a friend and shoot stuff. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is fucking amazing.
So next up, we got a trio of original Xbox games. Got Genma Onimusha,
Awesome.
Hitman Blood Money,
You gotta check that one out. I mean, if you want to sneak around and kill the shit out of people, have fun with that.
Last but certainly not least, we got original Xbox Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2. Dude, Knights of the Round, Street Fighter, Captain Commando, a Sonic, was it Sonic Blastman? I don't know. Like, just 20 Capcom games. All in one disc. For your Xbox.
So much bargain!
It's in 480p. Which is almost high definition.
I was about to say, that's,
Almost.
I don't know if that's a selling point, but you know, fuck it, it's 20 games!
Yes! Next up, we got a pair of Xbox 360 games. Original Bioshock, DOA 4. Unrealistic boob physics. Pair of Wii games next. Rock Band, Resident Evil 4, Wii Edition. Got one GameCube game. I collect all the games in the Army Man series, and we got Army Man Combat, the Elite Missions for the GameCube. And my first ever PS3 game, even though I don't own one, but it was a really good deal with Goodwill, and I heard it's actually a pretty decent game, Heavy Rain. So that about wraps up part 1. Thank you everyone so much for stopping by. Chucky, show them where they can click the link to part 2. So in part 2, we're going to be checking out the accessories, boxed items, all the cool, like, extra special stuff where, I mean, personally, I think it's only going to get better if they click on that link.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not going to get any worse. I mean, it can't.
Why wouldn't you click?
Why wouldn't you click?
You just watched us do this. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to stay for part 2?
I know. I'm going to stay for part 2.
Matter of fact, why would you click the part now? You shouldn't even be listening to me rant right now.
Are you going to be there for part 2?
I'm gonna be there.
Oh. Well, I guess we kind of have to be there.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
without us, there's no show.
There isn't.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess wait for us to shut up, then click.
Yes, then click part 2.
Okay.
So, as we always say here on Retro Game Hall, to all of our fellow gamers, retro or not,
Game on.